What's up, everyone? Welcome to the channel. Today, I'm going to talk about who Alan Richardson could play in the DC universe. So, the reason why I haven't done a video on Alan Richardson before fan casting, because I know he's been rumored for a few roles in the new DC universe, in James Gunn's new DC universe, right? Um, is because I don't know. Like, I've seen him rumored as Batman, obviously. And you guys know how much I love Batman. But he did an interview a few days ago with Variety, I believe, and he said, "I am probably not the new Batman for James Gunn, but me and James Gunn have met. He said he's a fan of me. I'm a fan of James Gunn, so I will probably be in the new DC universe in the future." So here are a few characters, 4 or 5 characters for y'all that I think Alan Richardson would be great as. I don't know how many characters I have for this video. Like, this is just freestyled. I have a lot that I think he could play. But if you have any of characters that Alan you think would do a great job playing, um, please leave them in the comments. Remember, guys, he said he's probably not DCU Batman, and I don't think he's lying, right? I think because he's been one of the biggest rumored people for that, and he said I'm probably not DCU Batman. So, I do have a Batman villain in here, or 2 Batman villains technically. One's more of a Nightwing villain, but yeah, I do have 2 Batman adjacent characters in here, but none of my list include him playing Batman. Now, before I do that, I wanted to give you my thoughts on him. Like, even though he's not playing Batman anymore, I haven't had a chance to discuss him as Batman. So, I don't think he would be a great Batman, especially for this Batman in his career, right? Now, Alan Richardson would be great as, like, Batman, part of Batman. Like, if Alan Richardson approached you in a dark alley in Gotham and beat the shit out of you, yeah. But you also gotta remember what James Gunn has said about this Batman, right? He's been active for 10, 15 years. Alan could do that. But this Batman, the first time we apparently see this Batman, even though I have a feeling he's gonna show up at the end of Peacemaker with how much we're referencing Batman in this show. If you haven't watched my Peacemaker season, my DCU coverage, watch my DCU coverage. That's gonna be a massive part of this channel going forward. Like it has been for the last 2 years. But yeah, so for me, Alan would be a great Batman if he was just playing Batman. He wouldn't be a great Bruce Wayne, though. Like, I don't think he's a strong enough actor. He's a very good actor, but I don't think he's a strong enough actor to, at least not yet. He's getting there, though. Like, he did a movie with Hilary Swank. Every season of Reacher that he does, he's gotten better and better and better and better, right? Can't wait for Reacher season 4. What else? But I don't think he's a strong enough actor to play Bruce Wayne. Not yet, right? I think if we were just talking about Batman, I think he would be a great just Batman. But especially for this version of the Batman that we're apparently getting in James Gunn's new DCU, I don't think he's it for Batman. So that's my take on him playing Batman. But now let's get into the list. So my first guy up is Hawkman. Now, I don't know what version of Hawkman they're doing, or the Hawks they're doing, right? We've seen Hawkgirl in the universe twice. Once in Superman, once in Peacemaker, right? but we haven't seen a Hawkman yet. So obviously, this one is out of the question if they do like the reincarnation story where they're like destined soulmates. The age difference between Isabella Merced and Alan Richardson, like Alan Richardson is in his 40s, but if you do like the alien version of like you do like Thanagar and like the alien version of Hawk, the Hawk's origin, then he would be a great Hawkman, right? Now, I've heard some people say that he's already played Hawk on Titans. Completely different character. Hawk and Dove are completely different characters. Like, Hawk and Dove have no superpowers. They're basically like Robin, right? Or like Nightwing. Or like they even specify that in the show. They're basically like Robin or Nightwing, right? Or Jason Todd or any Bat family member. They're not part of a Bat family, but they're vigilantes, right? Hawkman, uh, like is a trained fighter, like, and yes, they do get reincarnated. That's in both storylines, but the Hawks are not afraid to kill people, right? Like they obviously we've seen that in Superman, right? And yeah, but we haven't seen a Hawkman yet, and I think Alan would do a great job playing Hawkman, depending on what version of the Hawk's origin that they are doing, right? For Hawkman and Hawkgirl. Um, Option two for me, I have like 6 characters that he could play, so this is gonna be a longer video, guys. Um, Option two for me, Bane. Now, we haven't really seen Alan Richardson as a villain, right? We haven't really seen him as a villain, but like people say like I see why people say he's Batman. I just gave you my opinion of why I don't think he would be a good Batman for this point that we're getting Batman in James Gunn's new DC universe. But I have like three Batman adjacent characters that he could be. Why do I think he would be a good Bane? Cause my dude's jacked, he's tall, and he's like, bruh, I can imagine if they do Nightfall, and if you don't know the Nightfall storyline, there's 2 characters in Nightfall that I could see Alan Richardson play, by the way. Um, right? You could envision Alan Richardson as Bane breaking Batman's back, right? Like, like, because Bane is also really, really smart too. Like, he's not just a bruiser. Like, I know for like, even though I love the Arkham games, at the one time Bane was brought to live action, they made him look like an idiot. But if you read like, the Tom King run before Tom King gets crazy with Batman, right? I like the beginning of the Tom King comic book run for Batman. I don't like most of it, but I like the Bane story arc, right? If you read that, or if you read Nightfall, you see how smart Bane is. Like, Bane is also really, really strong, obviously, but he's also really, really smart and cunning and stuff like that. I think Alan would be a great Bane, right? Because whoever they get to play as Batman has been Batman for probably over a decade at this point, or a decade, at least a decade, right? Um, and they're probably whoever they get as Batman, if it's Jensen Ackles, if it's Brendan Sklenar, if it's Jake Gyllenhaal, they're gonna have to get jacked, bro, right? And Alan Richardson is already jacked, and if they do Bane in the DCU, he would be a great Bane in my opinion. Okay, we're gonna get the 2 Nightfall characters out of the way. Azrael, bruh, he would kill this. Like, Azrael, if you don't know who Azrael is, Azrael is like he's part of the Order of Saint Dumas, and his like main mission in life is to uh like if something happens to Batman, his main mission is to take over. So what Azrael for Batman, what Azrael does in Nightfall is once Bruce gets his back broken and has to recover, Bruce gives the cowl to Azrael, and Azrael is very he kills people. He beats up Robin. One of them, he beats up Tim Drake because Tim Drake was Robin at the time of Nightfall. He basically turns Gotham into a. He's basically the judge, jury, and executioner, right? You guys know Bruce, Batman, doesn't kill. So, Azrael he would be great as because Azrael also gives him range, right? Like, that's how he is in Nightfall. But then once Batman beats him, which is a hard fight, right? Once Batman beats him and takes the cowl back and becomes Batman again, right? He he gets the mind control out of his head and rejoins the Bat family as um uh a good guy. But when he's Batman, like, look at the Arkham games, for example, right? Like, if you look how Azrael fights, you guys remember the Arkham challenges? Like, where you had to fight as Azrael, right? Like, Azrael studies Batman for years and years and years and years and years. Alan Richardson would be a great Azrael. Because Azrael is just the Batman part of Bruce Wayne. He's not Bruce Wayne, right? He doesn't have to play the dual identity. He's just Batman. And for the Nightfall movie. And then Alan could come back as like a member of the Bat family if he plays if he plays Azrael for years on years on years on years on years. So yeah, I guess the third Batman character I have, Batman adjacent character, Deathstroke. Deathstroke would be. I've wanted Deathstroke in the movies since, like, I've seen videos on the Ben Affleck Batman script. You guys know Ben Affleck is my personal favorite live action Batman, right? And that movie was a shame that we never got that movie because that movie, according to people that work in WB, according to Batman fans all over the internet who have read the script, that movie would have been the best Batman movie that we've ever gotten. So I hope James Gunn, if he brings in Deathstroke, uses some of that script, hopefully, and gets Ben Affleck to direct a Batman movie. That would be dope. But yeah, Deathstroke. I think Alan would be a great Deathstroke because, again, you want him to play Batman, right? Like, think about it. Like, Deathstroke has gone toe-to-toe with Batman. He's gone toe-to-toe with Nightwing, who's my personal favorite Robin, and my personal favorite Bat family member other than Batman, right? He's cunning. He's fought Superman and won. Every time Batman and Deathstroke fight, it's really, really, really challenging for Bruce to win, right? So yeah, like for that, I think he would be great as that. What else? A Deathstroke he could play for years on years on years on years on years, right? So that would also be dope. For him to do that. For him to play Deathstroke, right? and stuff like that. Um, and James Gunn, if you are doing a Teen Titans movie, and the Teen Titans get movies or Titans gets movies, do Judas Contract. Like, if you don't know what Judas Contract is, that's basically the best or one of the best Teen Titans stories ever told, right? In my opinion. So yeah. Okay, I have a few heroes for y'all. I know I gave you Hawkman, and I know I gave you the reasons why Hawkman. Booster Gold. I think Booster Gold would be like great for Alan Richardson. Because if you don't know who Booster Gold is, Booster Gold used to be a football player, and then he's Booster Gold travels back in time because Booster Gold has a robot named Skeets, and Booster Gold is kind of he's kind of a dick, right? Until he proves himself, right? Because Booster Gold doesn't know what he's doing when he becomes a superhero, right? I know the rumor is Kamau Nanjiani is gonna play him. I don't think that would be a great Booster Gold. Like, I love Colonel Maggiani, but I think he would be a better Ted Cord or Riddler or somebody like that, not a Booster Gold character, right? I think Alan Richardson would be that because we haven't seen him play a role like that, like where he's kind of an asshole, right? So yeah, for me, that would be another one that I would say yes to. Another villain for y'all, Trigon. I think he would be a great Trigon, right? Even though I have other picks that would beat him for Trigon, I think he would be a great Trigon. Who else? One more for y'all. Wildcat. Now, Wildcat, you could do two different ways, right? Wildcat, if James Gunn does a Justice Society, prequel movie, Wildcat has fought with, the Justice Society, but he's also fought with people in, modern day. He's one of Batman's teachers. He trained Black Canary how to fight and stuff like that. Wildcat has 9 lives, and he's a really, really, really good boxer. And, he's, and that would be super dope for Alan Richardson to play. Yeah, so, and one more, even though I don't think it's gonna happen. So, Alan Richardson's, first big role on a TV show that was in, the nerd culture, area was Aquaman on Smallville. Now, Smallville came out when it came up a year before I was born, y'all. So, I've watched it, and I like it, but it's not my favorite version of Superman. Michael Rosenbaum is, one of my favorite versions of Lex Luthor, though, so I really like some of the stuff they did in Smallville and some of the characters they introduced me personally to, but it's not my favorite version of Superman. But Alan played Aquaman in one episode of Smallville. Now, the reason why I say he would be a good Aquaman now is he looks more like Aquaman now than he did in Smallville. And he looks way different than he looked in Smallville now than he looks in Smallville. So I think he would also be a great Aquaman. And yeah, so those are my list of picks that Alan Richardson could play in the DC universe. If you guys have any picks for who Alan Richardson could play in the new DC universe, please leave them in the comments below. Thank you so much for all your support, and I hope you have a great day.